Wrapping or not wrapping? We're trying to figure that out. Is it worth it or is it not? I'm Sonny's Barbecue head Pitmaster Shannon Snell. Today, we try to go after the tip. Should we wrap or should we not? Hey everyone, Sonny's Barbecue head Pitmaster Shannon Snell back with another pit tip. So I get this question a lot, right? Should you wrap your barbecue or should you not wrap your barbecue? I think that's a little bit of a kind of a tough question. So you have a bunch of variables that you have when trying to decide if you're going to use foil or butcher paper to wrap your barbecue versus not. Two things I have in front of me, right? I have two steaks. Now, one is actually just kind of a chuck steak. The other one is a ribeye. Now, I'm putting these out here because these could be two items that could go onto your grill that you would have to wrap. Other items such as brisket, pork, all those items are in the conversations that, hey, should I wrap them? Well, here's the thing, right? There's no definitive yes answer. There's no definitive no answer, but I'm gonna give you a couple of tips of when you should do it and why you should do it or why you shouldn't do it. First of all, if you're going in, you have to look at the quality of meat that you're buying. If you go out and you get a Wagyu or you get prime beef, think for a second that is beef that actually has a whole lot of marbling in it. So if you take a look at this ribeye steak right here, this ribeye has a lot of marbling to it. It has a lot of fat. It has a lot of intramuscular fibers that once you cook them down, it's gonna be able to sustain itself. That fat's gonna melt down over the meat. A lot of things are gonna happen to where you don't have to wrap it, right? That fat is almost like a protective barrier to where you don't have to worry about getting it done in a quick time, which is a big reason why we wrap. If you need to get something done because it's lower quality, a lower grade meat, I always suggest wrapping. Why? Because those pores inside of meat are open for a really long time during the cooking process. And the longer they're open, the more juice you're gonna lose. And a lot of times inside steak or pork or chicken, when those pores are open, you only have such a small window to get it done and those juices to seal back in, to close back up before the meat goes dry and it's not very tasty. Sometimes if you've ever gone to a barbecue or you've done some stuff and you had that like pasty taste in your mouth with the meat, it's because it's been cooked too long or it's because it's a lower quality meat or it wasn't wrapped. Now, on the opposite end of that coin is that I'm a guy that loves bark. All right, you probably heard that word a lot of time, bark in barbecue, whether it be on brisket, whether it be on pork or chicken or ribs. Bark is the solid gold standard in barbecue. It's what we work for. When we put all that rub and that seasoning and it combines with the wood and smoke, it is a phenomenal product, right? The thing that happens when you wrap it in foil or even butcher paper, which preserves the bark a little bit better, is that it kind of steams or braises some of that bark off. It's not a really good feeling because if you're working so hard, if you're putting a lot of product, or you're putting a lot of rub, which can cost a lot of money, or you're putting a lot of seasoning, which can cost a lot of money, onto your product, and you're wrapping it into something because you want to get it done, and it loses it inside of that wrap, then you just don't want to do it. So there's a combo answer right there. If you get a high quality meat, you're less likely to have to wrap your protein or anything that you're gonna wrap. But just be careful is that wrapping helps the product to get it done. If you have a big meat, such as a brisket, or such as a pork butt, or such as something that's really big that's gonna take a long time on your grill or smoker, I urge you to kind of maybe think about wrapping it. Now, there's ways to get past that, such as injecting. All right, injecting, number one. If you inject something, you're gonna inject moisture back into that product, so you don't have to wrap it, all right? Also, I suggest brining, all right? Brining, you're dropping it down into a liquid overnight. It absorbs that liquid. It adds liquid back to that product, so you don't have to wrap it. Now, if neither one of those things happen, keep in mind, the larger products you're probably gonna have to wrap, all right? You're trying to keep it moist. You're trying to keep it juicy. It's not gonna trap that moisture inside the foil. It's not gonna trap it in the product. It's just gonna allow the product to get done a whole lot quicker so that the moisture can seal back in and all the moisture does not go out inside your wrap. And that's cool. All right, think about that real quick. So whenever you're going after steak, chicken, something that's really quick, wrapping's probably not necessary. But when you get to the bigger products, look at your quality of meat. That's actually a really important thing. If it's a lower quality meat that does not have a lot of collagen, intramuscular fibers, you might wanna wrap, all right? You might wanna inject, you might wanna do something, but wrapping would probably be essential. That'll create better barbecue. That'll create a more tender product and a juicy product that you might want to have at your barbecue, and your friends, your family, everybody will love you for it. Thank you for joining us on another pit tip. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe down at the bottom, and make sure you hit that notification bell to know that, hey, anytime a video pops up with this smiling face, you're gonna see it right away. Also, comment down there and tell us the next tip that you wanna see. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. You guys take it easy.